favorite room in the entire home to decorate has always been the powder room, and today we're going to look at powder room transformations and how you can make your room just as beautiful. Follow me. And since so many of you asked today, I am wearing a satin sort of spaghetti strap dress from Holzweiler, and my shoes are called Gaia. Today we are looking at powder room transformations. That is going to have the biggest impact in your home when people come in and your visitors get a taste, a peekaboo into your way of life, your design style, and this is where you can go a little bit crazy. So I'm really excited about this episode. This is something you can do right now to make a great impact with very little cost associated if you're smart about it. So let's talk about it. My first powder room transformation, we did not move any walls, and I don't expect you to move your walls. I just expect you to reconfigure your powder room, even keeping the placement of your plumbing in the same location, because that's costly. So as you can see in my project, in one of my projects that we completed not long ago, we bought a 1950s home that we did a flip project for that you guys loved. And if you haven't seen that transformation, well, please make sure and click above. And that episode is really fun to watch because we talk about how we transform this entire home. But back to the powder room, look at this 1950s blue powder room. It hadn't been touched in 73 years. And we came in, we didn't even change the windows, guys. We literally just changed the flooring. We elongated and created this beautiful sink made of marble, designed by yours truly. And I love the sink. I love the way that it just also creates a countertop. So there was very little room in this bathroom, actually more than most people have, but there was no place for anyone to put anything down. You know, your visitors have purses and they have, you know, makeup and things that they want to do. So I wanted to do something fun and think outside the box. And why not create the shelf, basically the countertop within the sink. And this is something that you guys can do right now and create a sink. By the way, if you need someone to design a sink for you, or you just want to ask me about your powder room or anything else, make sure and click the Zoom link in the description section so that we can have a one-on-one conversation. Nothing makes me happier than transforming a room in my own home, and I tend to do that quite often, guys. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm an interior designer. I don't know if it's because I'm a content creator and interior designer that I'm constantly changing rooms, but it makes me happy. It brings joy into my life. Sometimes I feel like I've wasted some money because what I had before was perfectly fine, but I was dying for a mural wallpaper, and I was able to source it from Annenbeau. Annenbeau is a Parisian wallpaper company that I stumbled into when I was on one of my trips to Paris, and I nearly passed out in the showroom because their things are so gorgeous. I'm gonna see if I can throw in a clip here of me in the Annenbeau showroom in Paris. But I knew I wanted to transform my powder room from what I had, which is here. We're gonna pop in some images here. So it was a very pretty powder room, don't get me wrong, but I was tired of the repeat pattern on the wallpaper. Repeat patterns on wallpaper are not my favorite, unless it's something really wonderful. And by the way, I'm going to tease the fact that there's going to be something interesting that's going to be coming out soon, somewhere in the wallpaper category that I will share with you once it's released. But I teased it just a little bit because I'm super excited about the potential of being able to have my wallpaper in your home. So that's coming up, and you guys are always the first to know. I haven't announced it anywhere else because my favorite audience, my favorite group of people are you guys on YouTube. So I really appreciate you, and that's why you guys get the info first. Because if you're gonna take the time to watch this video and comment and be nice and all of the things that you do, well, you get privy. So back to my powder room transformation. As you can see, I used the Annenbeau wallpaper. I spent hours literally looking at all of their wallpaper, and I was going back and forth between Provence, which has the beautiful trees that I love, and of course this wallpaper that I chose. So, you know, I love them both, I love them all, so you just have to pull the trigger. I can pull the trigger quite easily, by the way, for clients, but when it comes to your own design, for some reason you get stuck. I don't know, it's just the way it is. So I chose this one. I loved the scenery, I loved the background, I loved the wispiness, I loved the hand painted effect. And I really left everything else the same other than the toilet. So we installed from Kohler the smart toilet. Kohler is a partner of mine, so they are often very generous and they gift me these wonderful things. So I couldn't believe when this $5,000 toilet showed up in my home. We've got the beautiful smart toilet. I love the fact that the lid opens and closes as you walk by. It has all the eco flush. It's got all of the bells and whistles for essentially it's a bidet and bathroom and toilet in one. So I'll link that exact toilet because I know they have a few of them and why I love it down in the description section. And then the rest just remained the same. I didn't change anything else, just the wallpaper and just the toilet, and it really made a huge transformation. Had I not even changed the toilet, it would have made a huge transformation. So something as simple as wallpaper, if you guys don't have the wherewithal to change anything else, is going to have a huge impact. The next powder room transformation is one that I really appreciate because, again, nothing was moved. They had this very odd looking powder room that you see with these, these sort of arachnia type of tentacles. It almost looks like ET's phoning home, and they completely transformed it and turned it into this really quaint sort of seaside powder room. So it really depends on your style, depends what you're doing. But the reason I wanted to do this episode is not just to talk about my style or the way that I would design it, but also to show you different forms and different styles that are out there, because they might in fact be yours. So if you've got a beautiful sort of traditional home, or a colonial home, or even just a transitional home. I love the fact that they have the chair rail in the back with the beadboarding, which is very, very sweet and not very costly to do if you have a great carpenter. Then the wallpaper starts from the midway all the way up with a really nice reference to a sisal type of mirror. This brings texture into the room. The pedestal sink, of course, is just a simple one-off. You just have to buy it and install it. You don't have to do any finished carpentry there. So this is a great, easy way to be able to transform your room and be able to create the perfect powder room. Next powder room transformation is as easy as pie. You guys can do this tomorrow because all they have done in this room is they have painted the walls. There was a time when everybody was painting their bathrooms blue. I don't know why. I just don't like it. It's like, oh, we're in the powder room. There's water. It's going to be blue. No, that's just too obvious. So don't overthink it. Simply White by Benjamin Moore is one of my favorite colors. It always works in the powder room. Make sure that you paint your ceiling, your wall, your trim, everything in the same color, and pick an eggshell for a bathroom so it's easy to wipe off and it's great for humidity. All they did here was put in a new vanity. This looks like the type of vanity that you can purchase online, and I'm going to drop a couple of them that we've used recently in projects that I think are perfect. In fact, I approve them because they're made of wood. They're really nice. You can put your own handles on them. I don't know if I would pick these handles, to be honest. They seem a little obvi. I would do something a little bit more interesting or a little bit more minimal just to give it a little touch of something. But literally, you just take your old cabinets out, you put in this cabinet. It already has built-in countertop, marble, and some of them even come with sinks. So in fact, the ones that I'm going to drop in come with their own countertop and sink. So really, it's very little to think about. Put in a beautiful mirror and you are set. This next transformation, well, as you guys can see, this pink, I love pink, but this is done wrong. This pink powder room is ready to frighten your guests away, but instead, a quick paint color. As I mentioned, the power of paint is very transformative. We discuss how important paint is in a room. We talk about it every year when the new paint colors come out. So if you haven't seen the introduction of the 2024 paint colors, well, there they are. Just click on that episode so you see what is trending and what colors that I'm recommending for this year. However, back to this powder room, it seems to be a beautiful sort of sage color that I appreciate because it's very neutral. Again, this sink with its sort of brass legs can easily be sourced online. And why not paint your room, bringing a new sink and a new mirror, and you really have transformed that room very easily and simply. I do like this type of sink quite a bit for powder rooms because it also has the integrated sort of towel holder. I find that it's a little more interesting than pedestal sinks. So if I had to vote between the pedestal and this type of sink, I would choose this one. I know Waterworks makes one and they're the highest of the highest end. So if Waterworks is doing it, you're good to do it too. Next transformation is one of my favorites. Why? Because with the application of the subway tile and wallpaper, you really have created this very traditional but beautiful room. And this powder room matches the rest of the home. Perhaps the home doesn't have this much wallpaper, but this is where you can go a little bit nuts. Now, would I have chosen this wallpaper? Probably not. I prefer mural wallpapers. Because mural wallpapers are more interesting, they look like they've been hand painted, they don't have a repeat pattern, and these days you can get them easily online. With all the resources that are available, I don't know why you guys aren't jumping, and maybe you are, at buying your own mural wallpaper and creating that quaint, gorgeous room. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this in the other scenarios, whenever you can, paint your ceiling in the color of whether it's the trim or the beadboard or the wallpaper. I would recommend it because you want to create a little jewel cube. Next powder room I wanted to show you was the effect of enclosing all of the walls in the same color. As I mentioned, you want to create a jewel box. You want a little cube that is painted. So this is exactly the reason I'm bringing this example up. I also love the checkered floors. That you can do easily. And again, not difficult to do. Pop in a new mirror, pop in a cabinetry that's already been built, and you're done. Finally, why not use wall paneling in your bathrooms? This bathroom had dark black wallpaper with a pendant light right in the middle in a very awkward spot. So rightfully so, the powder room was redesigned. They brought in a beautiful marble with an apron front. That's a fabricator who did that. And then I love the paneling on the wall because it just brings warmth into the powder room. So if you don't have a penchant for wallpaper or paint, you can certainly use paneling in your bathroom. You can certainly get this online as well and create a beautiful powder room. I want to say one last thing, by the way. Sconce locations are very important. I see them higher. I see them installed either too high, too low. So make sure you have them at eye level. And by eye level, I mean an average person's height, nothing, not a 6'2" or a 5'5" or a 5'2". Average, I think average is 5'8". And also remember that you can put your sconces on the outer walls, meaning the walls that are to your right and to your left, not necessarily next to the mirror, as is in the case of the final powder room we just looked at. Every week, you guys amaze me more and more by your kindness, your words, your comments. I read every single one of them. So thank you for being so loyal. I love you guys, truly, truly. And I can't wait to see you guys again next week on this channel, The Red Elevator.